Hi Pisces, this is your monthly spiritual wisdom tarot reading for the month of August 2016. I'm using a different spread this month for you, and what I have laid out in front of you are three different situations covering the month of August 2016. Okay, so I'm going to go through each situation, and for each situation, what I've pulled is a life lesson card for you. It's the Soul Journey Life Lesson cards, and I will flip them over at the end of the reading, and we'll see how you embracing these life lessons for your soul, how they'll help you navigate through each situation through this month. Okay. So there's a lot of messages for you this month, Pisces. You have 6 major arcana cards. The major arcana cards, the reason I point them out is because those are the spiritual lessons that we must learn. So you have 6 of them in your spread. All right. A lot of messages, Pisces. There's a lot of different things going on for my Pisces. But the overall message that I'm getting is that some of my Pisces are really trying to navigate through their path, through their journey, and I feel like a lot of my Pisces are very stuck and stagnant, and you don't know what direction to go into right now, and you're not really feeling like you're living your purpose. You don't really see any meaning or value to your life right now, and it's really putting you at a standstill. I think for a lot of my Pisces, you're trying to reach that emotional fulfillment, that joy, that happiness, that peace in your life, and you're really just stumped on how to get there. So let me deliver the messages for you for the month of August. What I'm seeing in this first situation up here is that for some of my Pisces, you're stuck in a type of an illusion. You're not really seeing any alternatives or possibilities in how to move along your path or your journey. You're just feeling very stuck because you do have the Devil card that's here. And what the Devil card says to me, that's just a forewarning. It's more of a red flag for you to bring some awareness, okay, to what's going on. And right by the Devil card, we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is all about moral lessons that we need to learn. And it's really about you, Pisces, needing to take your control back, needing to take your power back in a particular situation. And when I see the Devil card sitting right by this Emperor, it tells me that you are feeling powerless, either to some situation or circumstance in your life, or there's somebody in your life that is making you feel powerless. They're taking your power from you. So the Emperor, the lesson for you with the Emperor in taking control back and taking power back into your life is really you coming into your own and taking the energies on of the Emperor. And the way we do that is by structuring and disciplining our mind in the direction that we want to move on our path or along our journey. Okay? You have the Three of Wands that sits right by the Devil card. So it tells me that you really need to start looking, the message I'm getting for you in this situation is to start looking at other alternatives and possibilities to move along your path or your journey, or whatever area of your life it is that you're trying to move forward with that you think is going to bring you this emotional contentment and happiness. So like your first situation is very unique, okay? I've never really saw that lined up in a reading before. But the message that I'm getting is that to start looking at different things, new things, things that are unknown to you. Explore unknown parts of yourself or what you want in your life that are different than you're normally used to, okay? So that you can move away from this feeling powerlessness. Start looking to other alternatives and possibilities to bring about what you want in your life. And in doing that, that is going to cause you to create this reality that you want, and it's going to cause you to explore parts of yourself that you haven't discovered yet, okay, that are kind of unknown to you, all right? So that's a major lesson for you in that first situation, but you definitely have to move away from the illusions of you don't have power over the situation, or you don't know how to move forward on your path. Okay, so it's really going to require you to structure your mind and discipline it so that you can move in the direction that you want to, in the direction of your desires and goals. Because between the devil sits between the Emperor and the Three of Wands. Okay, so it's just this illusion that's preventing you from reaching your true desires and your goals that you want, or overcoming those challenges or obstacles that you're overcoming, that you're facing on your path right now. Okay, the message that I get for you is to embrace the challenges and embrace those obstacles. That is how you can regain your power and your control. And that is all. That embracing part of it is going to require you to structure and discipline your mind, because you're going to have to become like the Emperor. It's who you're going to have to become through these obstacles and challenges to reach your highest desires and your goals. Okay? That's the message that I get for you with the first situation. And I'm going to move down into this area right here as we move through the month of August. Okay? Once you navigate through this situation and you take on these life moral lessons that I was just explaining to you, and taking your power back and controlling the mind and really becoming like the Emperor, very strong, firm in your truth and who you are and what you can do, you'll overcome these obstacles and these challenges. So it's going to require you to change, especially if there's areas of your life that you want to change. You have to change first. All right, my Pisces? Coming down to this second line, it looks like there's a lot of different decisions that you may be trying to make, or different directions that you're considering that are overwhelming you. Okay, but you were guided and intuitively led to these decisions, or whatever this intuition was for you on your path, with these thoughts and ideas to lead you to that happiness, that joy, and that contentment. So once you navigate through that first situation, you're going to see these thoughts and these ideals that are going to come to you in the month of August. Okay, and you might feel a bit overwhelmed, not knowing what decision to make to lead you to that ultimate happiness that you want. When I see the Seven of Cups, it's a forewarning and caution sign that you have a lot of imagination, you have a lot of thoughts, you have a lot of ideas, but you're not grounded in it. You're not taking the action or the necessary steps to get to this. So the key message in this situation is make a decision on what direction you want to go in on your path or in your journey. Okay, don't let them overwhelm you, because that will also take your power from you. When we give our power away to our decisions because we're too afraid of making one decision in fear if we go in this direction on our path, then we cut these possibilities off. That's the illusion that you're seeing stemming from the first situation up here. Okay, so you must make a decision and then ground yourself firmly, discipline your mind and structure it in going in that avenue. But make sure that you have intention and action behind whatever it is that you're considering or that you're thinking about, because if not, they just remain as fantasy to us. Okay, and that can keep us stuck in an illusion too, because we're not doing anything to move forward. Keep you really stuck and stagnant. And I told you in the beginning of the reading, I feel like a lot of my Pisces are just very stuck and stagnant and not really knowing where to go on their path or their journey. All right. Once you take the intention and the action and you make this decision, once you make the decision, I don't think you realize, Pisces, you take your power back. You take your control back in the situation, rather than letting the situation control you and you just sitting there waiting for something to come in. Because I think some of my Pisces are just so stuck that they're just waiting to see what comes into their world, into their life. Make the decision, put the intention and the action behind it, and the law of attraction will support you. Okay, that's what your cards are telling me right here in the middle of your reading. You have the card that's going to bring you the joy, the content, the peace, and the happiness that you want. And this intention, this action, this decision that you do feel guided and led to take is part of your destiny. So wherever you are right now on your journey, okay, whatever's happening to you, whatever obstacles or challenges that you're facing, um, even the illusions, these are all opportunities for you to learn how to structure your mind and discipline it to overcome them. Okay? It's all happening to you for a reason. All right? So don't look at it as it happening to you. Look at it as it's happening for you. There are major lessons that you need to learn along your journey, along your path, and it's all a part of your destiny. It's all happening in divine timing for you. Okay? So like I said, it's who you're going to have to change and become to create this life that you really want. All right? But it is all part of your destiny. So wherever my Pisces are right now, wherever you're at, whatever is going on, just know that that's where you're supposed to be right now. That is what's supposed to be happening. So the message that I get for you in this situation here is using the Emperor, okay, and looking at everything that's happening to you from a new perspective. Right above it's the Three of Wands, so it's looking at things differently, exploring reality in unknown ways that you've never looked at it before. They're happening for you. There's something that these areas of your life are trying to tell you. They're trying to show you something. And to move along this path or your journey, and it's part of your destiny that you go through these things at this time right now. So try looking at those things in a different perspective and then start exploring new and different ways to overcome them. Okay? Or how, like I said, a lot of the message that I'm getting for you is for my Pisces, it's who you're needing to become to move along this journey and path. The message that I get to deliver for you is that if you want this life full of happiness, this contentment, this fulfillment, whatever area it is that you're trying to gain that in, you need to change first, and then that will all fall into place for you. You can't be the same person that you are right now trying to live this new life. You have to become the person first that would live that life, okay? So I really want you to take that message into consideration, Pisces. All right, so just know everything right now is happening for a reason. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by accident. What you want, you can have. It's right there, that beginning for happiness, complete joy, and contentment. And like I said, underline your reading up top. I'll show you the card. Is the Nine of Cups. Okay? You can have that. You have to figure out what it is that you need to change about yourself and what areas of your life that you need to change. Here it goes to the decisions. What areas you need to change to bring that about for you. Okay? Nothing is going to change. And like I said, some of you are at a standstill until you start taking action, making decisions, and putting your intention behind them. That is what's going to cause you to take your control and your power back in your life and to really create this life that you want. So this lets me know, some of my Pisces, you are actually creating your destiny right now, okay? And if you're facing any obstacles or challenges, you are going to overcome them. You are. All right, I'm going to move down into the third situation here for my Pisces. This situation is telling me throughout the month of August, or it could be occurring right now, that you are feeling emotionally discontent, unhappy, that you're at a standstill, okay? And you're trying to find your way through your path, your journey. You're not sure what direction to go in. And like I said, you are overwhelmed by the choices. And when that being overwhelmed by the choices and not making the decisions, you are giving your power away to the situation because you are not acting in your power, taking control of it, and taking those steps that you need to bring about that outcome that you want. Okay? Some of my Pisces, the message that I'm getting is that some of you are giving your power away to the outcome of this in your journey. There's no final destination in the journey. Okay? The journey unfolds. What you need to, like I said, with the Devil card here, it's a card of awareness. Who you are becoming through your journey as you trail this path. Okay, and I know some of you are coming up against a lot of obstacles and challenges, or you've already overcome a lot of obstacles and challenges, and you're waiting for this new found foundation for you of happiness and joy and content. Okay, make sure you're paying attention to yourself. Have that level of awareness of who you're transforming into, because like I told you, it's going to take for you to transform first before any area of your life is going to transform. All right, so make sure you're really paying attention and you're enjoying the journey. It's the process of the journey that brings you to where you want to be. Yeah, I'm really getting that message for my Pisces. Some of you are just focused on the outcome of it, and that is giving your power away too. You're waiting for that end result. You're looking for the end result because you put all the hard work and effort in, okay? Which means you're repelling the outcome, Pisces, all right? And we do that through the universal law of attraction, okay? If you're giving too much attention and thought to something, you're repelling it from coming in. All right. So a lot of the discontent that you're feeling, or the lack of worth, or some of my Pisces, like I said, you feel like, what's the point of this? Why am I on this path? You know, I don't know where to go on my journey. It's keeping you at a standstill. This situation right here is telling me that you need to release that. You need to release those old parts of you, of just getting to the outcome, okay? And you really need to start being more aware of what's happening during your journey, and the signs that are showing up for you along your path. Because our spirit guides, they give us messages. Our angels, they send us messages either through, numeric numbers, or their signposts. You can get it through mail, anything. They're sending them to you, okay? But you're not paying attention, Pisces. You're not aware. That's the message I'm getting for you in this. It's showing up for you. It's right there in front of you. There's direction and guidance that is being given to you, and it's going to be given to you throughout the month of August. That's going to lead you down this path of enlightenment that you want. But you have to make sure that you're paying attention. And if you're too focused on outcome and the end result, you're giving your power away, and you're going to repel it from happening. Okay? And this third situation here, like I said, I just feel like some of my Pisces, you're missing out on some of the signs. You really are. Some of my Pisces, I feel like you're in a healing process. You're cleansing old emotions and old blockages, and you really need to do that so that you can start experiencing your real worth and your real value. Because that is what is going to be key and essential for you to navigate through this month right here. There's, like I said, there's the opportunities are being presented to you, but you're not seeing them. All right. The message that I get for you for this last situation here is that you need to take a type of withdrawal from the world, people, places, situations, and you really need to go in and seek answers from within. Everything you need to know or you want to know, they are within you. And the message that I'm getting for some of my Pisces is you're not alone. Your inner guide is there. Your spirit guides, your angels, whatever it is that you call upon, it is there to guide you to this place that you want to be. But you really need to withdraw. Some of my Pisces already are. You're already at that standstill. You're in that moment of withdrawing from what you thought might have been your life, or who you thought you were, and you're releasing those old parts of that, because you have the Hangman and the Hermit that's right here. And that these two side by side tell me that it's really essential for you to go in and release the old, okay, so that you can stop feeling this way of what's the point, not feeling like there's a reason to get up, that you're lacking meaning and purpose in your life. You have to release that part of you and follow the path that you're guided to take, because it is going to bring you to that place of enlightenment. Yeah, a lot of messages for you, Pisces. A lot of it is about releasing and letting go and going within, finding messages, knowing that where you are is part of your destination right now. Any obstacles or challenges are presented there to you as opportunities. Okay? They're happening to you for a reason, because they're making you have to adjust how you perceive and who you have to become to overcome them. Take your power back, take your control back. And that really has a lot to do with our thought process. And like I said, it starts off with the Emperor, and that's all about structuring the mind and disciplining it. Okay? You really need that to be able to move forward and focus on your path and to make the decisions that you need to make so that you can actually take the intention and the action to get you to where you're trying to get through. Okay? Let's see what your soul life lesson card is for the first situation. I use the soul life lesson card, and it is a spiritual wisdom tarot reading, so I'm going to get a little in depth with it. Before we came here and we incarnated to Earth, our souls came here, there was lessons that it wanted to learn. Your soul has already picked the people, the situations, the circumstances, the challenges, the obstacles. It already picked them before you incarnated here. Okay? And the reason that the soul has chosen particular lessons is because once we learn these lessons, once we overcome these lessons, those lessons cause us to grow and evolve and expand into our higher selves on our path and in our journey. Okay? So the lessons are very vital and critical for us to learn. Okay? Especially, like I said, if we're trying to navigate through our journey and on a new path that we've chosen in our life, we have to change and grow and evolve before we hit that point of, what we're supposed to be doing or why we were sent here. So your soul already knows the lessons that it incarnated here to do. Okay? And it's already set, like I said, everything's happening for you, not to you. It's very clear. You need to get that point, all right? Because in order to overcome the lessons that the soul has planned for you, you're going to have to change, and it's going to push you to act in your higher self, okay? So let's see what soul lesson we have for the situation. Okay, it's love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Okay, so it's kind of what I was saying. It's how you're perceiving things. Everything that's happening to you right now, change your perception. And with the Emperor there, like I said, about the mind and structure and discipline and taking your power back, not giving it to these challenges, not giving your power away to these obstacles, not letting them defeat you or making you feel powerless. Look at them from a place of, these challenges and obstacles are presenting to me for me to have to grow and expand as who I am and evolve into this person I need to become to get to where I want to be in my life. Okay? So that's your first soul lesson for this situation. Okay? The second situation down here as we move through August, your soul life lesson is forgiveness. And it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay. Remember what I said. What we're putting out to the universe is reflecting back to us. Okay. And forgiveness is a very hard lesson for many people to learn. And I think that's because I feel like, and this could be forgiving yourself as well as others. I think when we say, we forgive someone for what they did is wrong, some people feel like they're saying, okay, what you did is okay and excusable. And that's not what forgiveness is at all. Forgiveness is so that you can set yourself free. Harboring feelings of resentment are very heavy, heavy negative energies. You can't trail through your path in your journey and get to where you want to be if you're harboring these negative energies, because they are going to block you. And like I said, you have the Hangman in your reading. So you need to release these blockages and these old emotions that have been stored up for a very long time. You're repelling what you're putting out to the universe. So the main message I'm really getting from my Pisces is you really have to work on your mental process and how you're perceiving things, and be very aware of what you're putting out there, okay? Because you are creating your destiny right now. So I would really take the moral lesson of the Emperor and start structuring and disciplining your mind to see things differently. And if you don't know how to do that, Pisces, then I would suggest that some of my Pisces, if you're really interested in learning how to navigate through this journey, that you contact me through my email address in the description box below. If you don't know how to navigate through this, I'll be more than happy to help you and show you how to transform that thought process and how to see things in a higher perspective. Your third situation is acceptance. Okay? And it says, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Okay? The reason why acceptance is such a big lesson for our souls is because when we resist something, if you notice and if you become aware that when you resist something, the only thing that you get in return is a lot of frustration, anger, hostility, doubt. You start giving up. You start feeling this. There's no meaning. There's no reason for me to get up. There's no purpose in my life. You start feeling this way. So to get through this situation down here, to release these emotions, accept what is right now. This accept you're rolling it, whatever it is, accept where you're at. And remember what I told you, it right above it, it's part of your destiny. Okay? You don't have to like it, but if you resist it, you're just going to get a lot of negative emotion, turmoil fired right back at you. And I'm going to remind you again, because I'm getting the strong message, is for you to be aware of what you're putting out there energetically to the universe. You are getting it back. Okay, Pisces. August looks like a good month for you on your journey, on your path. It looks like you're going to learn a lot. I hope that you take the messages from this reading that were given to me to provide to you. If any of my Pisces, if you need help or assistance or more clarity navigating through your path or your journey, or want to know how you can overcome some of these major lessons, all my information is in the description box below. All right, Pisces, have a beautiful August.